Just recently, we released a report on AI and how it's going to impact the future of consumer tech. No doubts, AI will really, I think it's revisiting the whole, interaction between humans and devices, which is great. There are lots of promising benefits which are kind of coming out of this equation. But that's not my point. I have a different point to talk about today. Now, one of the interesting things which came out from the report is that the OEMs, especially in the mid-tier, they are looking at AI as a means to differentiate, which I have serious doubts about. Can AI be a real differentiator? I really have serious doubts about it, because the underlying or the fundamental technologies behind AI, be it LLM or the processors or other things around, they're all coming from the same pool of technology providers. Okay, so how can anyone differentiate here and there? Yes, there have been proprietary build-ups on top of it, especially the agents, but they are also not very defensible and unique. Okay, it's just a matter of time. Maybe one OEM introduces it today, another will follow in a couple of months or maybe a year, depending on kind of when that OEM feels that okay, my target market has arrived for this need. So the point here is that we are probably again pushing the technology to consumers without really understanding whether consumers need it. We need to learn that consumers will only accept things which they want. We have seen this thing happening with 5G. We have seen this happening now with AI. And we have seen this happening with many other technologies where we have tried to push it to consumers. And yes, they have accepted it, but probably they have not adopted it. There's a huge difference between accepting and adoption. And that's why we are seeing that the entire ecosystem of devices, especially smartphones, it's not able to optimize monetization from all of the investments it's making. We are selling costly phones, but we are not seeing substantial increase in revenue growth. It's more or less stagnant, and in fact, the growth rate is decelerating now. Last year it was around 17-18%. This year it's not going to be it's not going to be more than maybe 13-14%. So there is a continuous deceleration in growth rate of revenues for smartphone industry. And probably this answers the question, because we are not putting across in our value proposition what the consumers want. We are offering them what we want to offer to them. And I think we have also to learn from brands like Vivo. Look at how Vivo really made customer centricity to its core. Thinking of something like a group selfie, especially for occasions like marriages in Indian conditions, and they created this feature in their phone which is still unique to them, and it makes a lot of difference because it adds value to consumers, and the utility of the phone instantly goes up. So that's, I think, this kind of customer centricity has to come across all OEMs, and they have to think what really consumers want, not what we want them to use. Tell me your opinion about it. How many features are there, honestly, which you feel or technologies in the recent past that you have been able to really use and you have adopted them rather than just accepting because they come bundled with the phone? I'll be back with you with another interesting topic. Till then, have a great time.